I went blueberry picking and I've been trying different recipes with my fresh blueberries. Today, we're making a homemade blueberry pie with the flakiest butter crust and the juiciest blueberry filling, and I'm going to show you exactly how to make it. So join me and let's get started. Alright, first we're going to start with the pie crust. I'm adding my flour, salt, sugar, and cold unsalted butter to the bowl, and this is where the magic starts for that flaky, buttery crust. And I didn't cut my butter into cubes this time, so I'm just going to use my pastry cutter to work the cold butter into the flour mixture, just like this. This helps break the butter down and creates those little pockets of butter that gives us a flaky crust. But if you don't have a pastry cutter, no worries. You can use two forks, a food processor, or even your fingertips to gently work the butter into the flour. Just be careful not to overmix because we want to keep those pieces of butter intact. Next, I'm adding my chilled water little by little until the dough comes together. The key is not to overwork the dough. We want just enough water to bring everything together while keeping those little pockets of butter for a flaky crust. So I'm just going to keep folding the dough until it starts coming together. Quick, gentle folds are all you need here. Don't knead it too much because we want to keep that flaky texture. Now I'm going to wrap the dough and let it chill in the fridge for about 30 to an hour. This helps the butter firm back up, makes the dough easier to work with while giving us that flaky, buttery crust we're looking for here. Now we're going to be working on the blueberry filling. I'm adding my frozen blueberries, sugar, lemon juice, and a pinch of salt to the pan. We're going to let this cook down until it turns into a sweet, juicy filling for our pie. And don't worry, I've included all the ingredients and exact measurements in the description below. I hope you try this blueberry pie recipe, and when you do, come back and let me know how it turned out. I'd love to hear how you enjoyed it. So let this cook for about 5 minutes or until the blueberries start to burst and release all that beautiful juice. Then we're going to add in the cornstarch to help thicken everything up so the pie filling holds together when we slice into it. Let this simmer for another 1 to 2 minutes until the filling becomes nice and thick. And just look at that, our filling is thick, glossy, and full of blueberry flavor. So I'm going to remove it from the heat and then add in the remaining blueberries, vanilla extract, and cinnamon. So the vanilla will help enhance the natural sweetness of the blueberries, while the cinnamon adds a warm depth of flavor that brings everything together without overpowering the fruit. And since I used frozen berries, I had to cook the berries down first to release their natural juices and help create a thick filling. Then I add the remaining berries at the end so we still have those beautiful bursts of blueberries throughout the pie without ending up with a watery filling. Alright, now that our filling is done, we're going to let it cool completely. Next, we're moving on to the dough. So I'm going to split it into 2 equal pieces, one for the bottom crust and one for the top crust. And don't worry if it's not perfectly even, try to get them as close as possible. Now I'm rolling out the dough until it's thin enough to fit my pie dish, about 1/8 inch thick. Just take your time and gently roll it out. We want to keep that flaky texture we worked so hard for here. Once we've got the dough rolled out, I'm carefully transferring it into my pie dish, and then I'm going to press it into place, making sure that it fits nicely into the corners, and then we'll cut away any excess dough around the edges. Perfect, now I'm going to set this aside and then roll out the second piece of dough for the top crust. And for this pie, I'm going with a lattice design, which gives it that beautiful homemade look, but feel free to decorate your pie however you like. You can do a full crust with a few slits here and there, cut out shapes, or create your own design. Just get creative with it. This is also a fun step to do with the kids, friends, or family. Everyone can get creative with the design, whether it's making a lattice pattern, cutting out little shapes, or creating their own pie topping. It's a simple activity that turns baking into a fun memory together. Now let's bring everything together. I'm transferring my cooled blueberry filling into the prepared pie crust. Look at that beautiful, thick, glossy filling. It's exactly what we're looking for. And make sure to spread it out evenly so every slice get a good amount of that delicious blueberry filling. Now for the fun part, the lattice design. I'm not going to lie, this was definitely a try and error moment for me. We're going for that classic crisscross pattern, and it took me a minute to get the strips lined up and looking right, but don't worry if yours isn't perfect. The beauty of homemade pie is that it doesn't have to look bakery style perfect, but just take your time, just have fun with it, and create the design that works for you. It should look something like this, and I'm happy with the design, so I'm going to use a fork to seal the edges and give it that classic pie crust finish. Next, I'm brushing on some egg wash. This is what gives the crust that beautiful golden color and that nice glossy finish when it comes out of the oven. So while we're finishing up on the pie, make sure your oven is preheating to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll start baking at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes, then lower the temperature to 375 and let it continue baking for another 25 to 30 minutes until you see that golden crust and the blueberry filling bubbling away. Here it is fresh out of the oven. Look at that beautiful golden crust and those juicy blueberries bubbling through the lattice. The smell is absolutely amazing. The buttery crust and warm cinnamon and sweet blueberry filling make the whole kitchen smell incredible. Now, as tempting as it is to cut into it right away, let the pie cool completely for about 3 to 4 hours. This allows the filling to set so you get those beautiful slices instead of a runny pie. Here's our first slice. Look at that beautiful blueberry filling and that flaky blueberry crust. You can see how thick and glossy the filling is with those juicy blueberries throughout. That crust is exactly what we're looking for. Golden, crisp, and perfectly flaky. After all that work, this is my favorite part, enjoying the first bite. And there you have it, our homemade blueberry pie from scratch. I hope you give this recipe a try, and if you do, let me know how it turns out. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay safe and blessed always.